Wioletta Gregg is our ELN poet this year. Now, she's a much published and prize-winning Polish poet, and we're very proud to present her anthology tonight. It's called Finite Formulae and Theories of Chance. It's published by a great ELN favourite, ARC Publications. It's translated by Marek Kazmierski, another favourite of ours, with special thanks to Stephen Watts. And it's been shortlisted for the very prestigious and very generous Canadian Griffin Prize, Fame and Fortune, we hope, well, we hope for this wonderful, wonderful collection of poetry. Welcome, Wioletta Gregg. And Violetta's appearance tonight is supported by ARC Publications and the Polish Cultural Institute. It is very, very nice to meet you. It's really great that you're here.
Nice to meet you as well.
Now, Wioletta actually lives on the Isle of Wight. So, how did you get to the... we've got to sort that out. How did you get to the Isle of Wight first? This is Marek, by the way, Marek Kazmierski, also introduced previously. And Marek's we're going to do a mixture of Polish, English, whichever language anybody wants to contribute. But anyway, is there a dialect on the Isle of Wight?
Yes, this is Isle of Wight dialect.
Oh, right.
Yes. I moved to Isle of Wight in 2006.
And why?
Ponieważ tam mieszkał mój mąż, ale to nie był główny powód. Jako literatka, jako poetka w tym momencie zdałam sobie sprawę z tego, że muszę odbić od kraju na chwilę.
So her husband moved over there first of all for work, and she followed there with her son. But that wasn't the only reason. It wasn't economics. It was a realization that as a poet, she had to go beyond the borders that we heard about before and take a break and put some distance between herself and her homeland.
W Polsce tak naprawdę jako poetka stałam w miejscu, dlatego że musiałam nabrać nowych doświadczeń, musiałam poszerzyć perspektywę, żeby zacząć pisać. I trafiłam do specjalnego miejsca, do wiktoriańskiego miasteczka, które przypomniało mi moją krainę dzieciństwa.
So she found that she had come to some kind of a limit as a poetess in Poland, and so she moved to a small Victorian town on the Isle of Wight, which she happened to discover reminded her of the place where she was born and raised.
This is where is it you live? Which town?
I live in Rye now. This is Victorian and Edwardian, nice place, and this place reminds me. The cliffs remind me my Jurassic village.
Oh, that's right. You're from the Jurassic
exactly,
mountains
yes,
of Poland. But is it right? You also spent a long time in Częstochowa,
Yes.
which is a very Catholic town. Is that where you have the life-size Marys and Jesuses in the shop? You know, you walk into. Is that right? Is this
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It is. Czasem nie mogliśmy spać, bo w sezonie pielgrzymkowym wciąż było słychać maryjne śpiewy. I to miasto było wyjątkowe. To było miasto pielgrzymów. To miasto tak samo było tyglem kultur.
So Częstochowa is a place where there is the Black Madonna in a monastery on top of a hill. And Wioletta says that in her place of birth, they couldn't sleep at night sometimes for the wonderful wailing and singing of those who were there. But it's also, funny enough, she mentions that it's a place where many cultures mixed and mingled together.
But w tym miejscu tak naprawdę zginęły kultury, które były przed wojną, przez II wojnę światową. Zginęły kultury, synagoga i prawosławne kościoły, bo właśnie te katolickie miejsce jakby pochłonęło te kultury i to jest wielka szkoda dla tego miejsca.
So the place that is now associated with these life-size statues and this place of pilgrimage for so many people actually has devoured the underlying cultures that influenced it and the religions that were there, for example, the Jewish and the Orthodox Christian that were there and that formed the fabric of the place that is now concealed by this thin veneer of Catholicism.
It's an extraordinary place. I've actually visited with the BBC. It was quite something. I wanted to bring back a full-sized Madonna, but I couldn't quite get it in the plane. Ryanair, I think it was. They would have thought that. Actually,
You've got it on your bag.
Maybe he would have. Maybe our.
It's your bag.
I've got a slight Madonna fetish, yes, indeed. But your anthology, this beautiful anthology. I mean, you've written 6 collections of poetry published in Polish. This is the first in English, first anthology in English.
No, this is second. The first,
collection. Yeah,
the first was.
Which was published by Marek.
Memory of Smena. Smena is Soviet Union camera.
Right. This is the first with ARC, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is the first of ARC, yes.
And the wonderful thing that ARC does is have it in both languages as well. Now, it is about Polish history. It's about your history. It's about Polish history. It starts in 1914. It's a chronological story about your family through 2 world wars, communism, liberation, and then emigration to the Isle of Wight. Why did you? I mean, had you written all these poems before and you made them into a collection about history, or did you very deliberately write these poems about your history? Is this your autobiography?
Yes, exactly it is. Właśnie w tym momencie, kiedy się przeprowadziłam, zdałam sobie sprawę, jak ważna jest historia mojej rodziny, ale osobiste doświadczenie na tle historii i jeszcze przefiltrowane przez wyobraźnię dziecka.
So it was especially when she migrated that she realized that her writing would have to contain these stories, and it is autobiographical. But what's very important is that the voice of a child is also heard in the poems.
This is the minute of the world which is passing. Become it, paint it as it is, be a cliché. I tried to be a cliché for my family.
Mm-hmm. In a way, you've become a conduit. You're telling their story, but the wonderful thing is you do it in prose fragments, but also poetry. It's a mixture of styles.
Yeah, this is interesting because when I moved to Isle of Wight, I stopped write poetry. Ja musiałam opowiedzieć więcej i do tego potrzebna była mi proza. Ja zupełnie zaczęłam w innej stylistyce pisać na Isle of Wight i nigdy nie pisałam tak dużo po polsku, jak właśnie na wyspie.
A czego nie mogłaś powiedzieć w poezji?
Ze względu na formę, bo ogranicza opowieść.
So she stopped writing poetry when she found herself on the Isle of Wight, and when she picked up the pen again, she realized that poetry was a limiting form, and she found that the things she needed to say, she could only say through prose.
When you arrived in the Isle of Wight, were you able to start writing straight away, or did you have to do? I mean, how was your English? I mean, how difficult were those, or easy were those first few months when you were there?
Pobyt na Isle of Wight pozwolił być mi pisarką, dlatego że w Polsce tak naprawdę nie miałam warunków do tego, jako matka i pracownica, żeby się rozwinąć. Mój język był... Kiedy wyjechałam, tak naprawdę nie mówiłam po angielsku.
So when Wioletta arrived in England, she spoke no English. However, the reality of being a mother and working and the things that she needed to do to survive were easier in England than in Poland, and perversely enough allowed her to write in Polish.
What kind of jobs were you doing when you arrived?
Any jobs, fast food, and this is great experience because I met people from every countries. young people. I work in hotel, and I think this is my present. Work in so many places.
So good to hear that seen in a positive light. Anyway, we would love to hear some of your poetry, Wioletta, and we have Angela Jarman from ARC Publications going to read the English with you, and you're going to read some of the Polish. And Marek Kazimierski, thank you so much. Lovely to see you, as always. Thank you, Wioletta, very much indeed.
Thank you. I moved. Dziadek ucieka ze Stalagu i ukrywa się na Jurze. 1941. Noce wyryte na ścianach jaskiń, talerzyki skory, na których układał rozupane kamieniem renety. Łasica dzieliła z nim gniazda polnych ptaków i królicze nory. Lisy schodziły mu z drogi. Zamarznięte owoce jarzębiny czy świąteczne bombki, opłatek czy historia, czarnoziem czy kości tych, którzy z nim poszli we wrześniu. Myślał, że kolejna zima go dobije, lecz przeżył, by śpiewać w gospodach zakazane piosenki, budować chlebowe piece. Noce są polem granicznym, krzaki świecą ślepiami niemieckich owczarków, gałęzie odbezpieczają magazynki rosy.
Grandfather escapes a stalag and hides out in the Jurassic Highlands, 1941. Nights etched into cave walls, plates of bark upon which he laid russets cut with a rock. A weasel shared her bounty of field birds and rabbit holes. Foxes got out of his way. Frozen rowan berries or Christmas baubles, communion or history, black earth or bones of those who went with him in September. One more winter will do me in, he thought, but he lived on to sing in taverns his forbidden songs and build his bread ovens. Nights are his borderlands, bushes glowing with the tracking eyes of German shepherds, the trigger fingers of branches heavy with dew.
Wiosna 1986. Noc była ciężka, a powietrze ożywcze. Mike Oldfield. Nocą chmura z Czarnobyla spadła na pastwistka. Nabrzmiały tarczyce, staw zaświecił szemranym jodem, jaskółki całowały krzywe lustra. W radiu grali Moonlight Shadow. Harcerka z miasta założyła w szopie klub dziewic. Paliłyśmy mentolowe, biorąc z Playboya darmowe lekcje przygotowania do życia w rodzinie. Innego końca świata miał nie być, a wciąż się powtarzał, jak bóle brzucha i pryszcze, do czasu, aż zauważyłam plamki ciemnej krwi na bieliźnie.
Spring 1986. The night was heavy, but the air was alive. Mike Oldfield. At night, the Chernobyl cloud fell across pastures. Thyroids swelled. The pond glowed with murmuring iodine, swallows kissing crooked mirrors. The radio kept playing Moonlight Shadow. In the barn, a girl guide from the city started a club for virgins. Smoking menthols, we took lessons in preparing for conjugal life from copies of Playboy instead. There would be no other end to the world, and yet it kept coming, like cramps and acne, until I discovered spots of dark blood in my underwear.
10 kwietnia 2007. Życie pomiędzy światami. Życie w żywych i umarłych. Pomiędzy wiejską pełnią i wielkomiejską pustką. W melodyjnym gwarze i w śląskim bełkocie. W głębi języka polskiego i w zarodku języka obcego. Życie nowe na moich rękach i przy piersi, na autonomicznej wyspie w zjednoczonej Europie, na krawędzi.
Life between worlds, life in the living and in the dead, between rural fullness and urban emptiness, in melodious dialects and Silesian mumblings, in the depth of my native Polish and the gestation of a foreign tongue. New life in my arms and against my breast, on an autonomous island in a unified Europe, right on the edge of everything.
16 stycznia 2014 roku. Może przeprowadzimy się do Londynu? Pytam córkę. Są tam polskie sklepy i szkoły. Nie będziemy wciąż czekać na prom do Portsmouth. Córka, która urodziła się w stolicy wyspy, zamyśla się na chwilę i odpowiada. No ale jak my to będziemy żyć bez morza?
16th of January 2014. Maybe we should move to London, I ask my daughter. They have Polish schools and shops there. We won't have to wait all the time for the Portsmouth ferry. My daughter, who was born in a hospital in the heart of the Isles capital, pauses a second and says, "Yes, but how will we survive without the sea?"
Thank you very much.